Hi, it's Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky, and I'm back with my plans and pans. Well, it's great to be back in the 9th Congressional District. Every 2 years, members are basically sent home a fair time before the election, so I will not be back in Washington until after the election. And I'm glad to be here, and I'm looking forward to seeing many people throughout the district and many organizations and being here for you. So we finally passed what is called a continuing resolution. In other words, there will not be a shutdown of government. Yes, it's good news that we won't have a government shutdown, but what we have to do is pass a budget by the end of the year. So once again, we kicked the can down the road, and now it looks like not until December will we actually be able to pass a bill, hopefully. So we're not totally out of the woods yet. I had the pleasure of going to speak to the Institute of Women's Policy Research. And what was special for me was that my former staffer, Nina Besser-Doyley, moderated my section of the program. And she is with this organization and doing a fabulous job. I was asked a number of questions about issues that particularly affect women. For example, the child tax credit. You know, when we had that for 1 year during the pandemic, it provided enough money to actually reduce child poverty in the United States by almost half. So we are very hopeful. I am very hopeful and working on it to make sure that we can reinstate the child tax credit in the very near future. And then we also talked about trans and senior citizens' rights, which are both very dear to me. And we also talked about women in leadership. I wanted to inspire them to feel their own strength. These are incredible women, and they can do so much. Also, of course, talked about reproductive rights. And there was unanimous agreement that we have to make sure that women, and families together, can control their own bodies. I also had the honor of attending an award ceremony for organizations that do affordable housing, because one is in my district. The Carlton Apartments provide really nice housing for 70 people, several of which who have been homeless before, and also 14 people with different kinds of disabilities, which is so very important. And best of all, there are also supportive services for all of the residents of the Carlton Apartments. So I'm proud that they are in my district, and I am very proud of the work that is doing. You know, I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. This is the richest country in the world at the richest time in history, and we should, as Carlton Apartments is doing, provide a dignified place for people to have a roof over their heads. Also, at the end of the week, I was able to speak to the Food and Drug Administration that was having a public hearing. Our agencies do that often, and so I was able to have input of what should happen. The topic was about chemical safety, or none, in food that we have as Americans available to us. And just about a week before, Jim Jones, who is the deputy for the Commission on Human Food, which is very important, had talked about how, yes, the FDA, Food and Drug Administration, would like to be able to do more, needed more money to do it, which is true, absolutely true. BHA, which is a cancer-causing chemical, there has been a petition asking the Food and Drug Administration to reassess it for $30 years. It's about time. And then there's the parabens, again, causing cancer, breast cancer in particular. And then there's BVOs, which actually have been banned very recently by the Food and Drug Administration, but I asked that there be an assessment and a monitoring of how the progress is going to try and get rid of this chemical. And we also just have to make sure that food safety is not being put in the hands of the food industry, and that the Food and Drug Administration gets vigorously to work to protect us from dangerous chemicals in our food. So that's really it for Pans and Plans of this week, but I look forward to reaching out to you again next week and appreciate so much when you watch. Thanks. Bye. Thank you for watching my video. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, where my handle is @Jan Schakowsky.